Somerset News Network. When I go live, the camera defaults to this setting, so I'm going to have to go the right way around. Right, hello. Right, now we're going. News. Israel, Gaza. There is now a committee in place, chaired by Trump, and he's asked Hamas to disarm. Hamas have refused to disarm. American troops have gone to Israel to start the reconstruction of Gaza. And I think to be a buffer between the IDF, Egyptian Defense Forces, and the Hamas. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll just have to wait and see. But they'll make a base near Gaza, and then they'll go into Gaza and start rebuilding. So the engineers, the old CBs, will be doing the reconstruction with contractors, I expect, and try and get some normality back to Gaza and keep the peace going. But Hamas has refused to disarm. They've got it's like they've got blinkers on. You know, and you've got to break that somehow. I'm not the expert. I don't know how to do it. But at least Trump is trying. Now, Tel Aviv football fans are supposed to be next month coming over to play Aston Villa in Birmingham. Now, originally they were banned. Now, it turns out that the main voice in getting the Israeli fans banned is a Muslim MP. You can't make this up. Everything's true to script. He doesn't think that the Israeli fans should come because they're murdering and Gaza Strip and all the rest of it. What happens if they're just ordinary people? And there will be Christians and Muslims in that group. And what about the Jewish people that are here in England that haven't got anything to do with Gaza Strip and are fans of Aston Villa? It's highly possible. And they would support both teams. The government have come out. Number 10 is reported to be talking to the local police in Birmingham to make sure the safety of the football fans. Now, I think there was such a backlash about banning the Jewish fans. And on the television, when they were reporting it, they showed old clashes of football fans fighting, not necessarily Birmingham Aston Villa fans or Tel Aviv fans, but other groups. But we know how to police football crowds. We've been doing it for years. What is wrong is that the government banned it, then found out that they were getting backlash for it, and then decide, oh, we're going to work with the police and see if we can secure the safety of the Israeli fans. It stinks. It's another U-turn by the government. Every time this government does something, it then does a U-turn and then nothing happens. It said it was going to smash the gangs, the boat people, and nothing happened. Sorry about speaking up, but the volume on this is terrible. So I hope you up the volume when you talk to me. Well, when you watch me, I should say. You know, they said they were going to stop the boats. They said they were going to send them back. Oh, it was one in, one out. Yeah, but if you've got a million here already, one in, one out, ain't going to make any difference. They've come in illegally. They've sorry, they've paid £2,000 to £5,000 to get here. Therefore, they've got money. If they haven't got money, I expect there's loan sharks around, or the traffickers themselves will then credit that money, that loan, to the illegals. So when they get here, the money they get from the government, they will pay off their passage. It's modern day slavery. They're working for Deliveroo. In America, they're working for Uber. How many illegals are working for Uber here? I went into an airport in America, and there's a car park of Uber cars. And it was like 300 cars. By the time I had finished, there was only 50 cars left. Because all the rest were illegal, working for Uber. Now, are they working for Uber over here as well? I wouldn't put it past them. Deliveroo's hiring illegals. You know, how do they manage to account for it on the business? I know it's casual labour and I know it's cash, but if you get a Deliveroo, you pay by credit card. You don't pay cash. So how are they working the money on the accounts? The police made 3 or 4 arrests of illegal food delivery companies up north. But they didn't touch London, where the main Deliveroo is happening. They're escorting them from the hotel so that they can go to work. How do we know? Because he had the Deliveroo square green box on his back and rode off with his police guard on his push bike. So the police know they're illegal, but they're promoting and helping them work illegally. The police are complicit with the crime. They're there to stop crime. They're there to prevent crime. It makes me so mad. It's amazing how corrupt the police really are. I've had dealings with them. My 4-month police investigation, I was never cautioned, so I was never going to be arrested. It's the process that is the punishment. But I've had 2 other court cases, or pending court cases, police investigations, I'll say. A guy was illegally shooting. I reported it on Facebook, didn't name him. I had a copper come to my door and he took his numbers off, so I couldn't identify him. He was going to arrest me for harassment. Yet the guy was shooting illegally. I later found out that that was his mate. Then he was shooting in woodland. And the gentleman that owns the wood asked me to let him know when they were there. Anyway, it was February and they were roost shooting pigeons. And there was 6 of them. And it was like the OK Corral. Pigeon would go over the top, bang, 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 bang. About 12 shots at one pigeon. Not very good, are they? So I phoned him up and I said, they're there shooting. He said, I've just come out of hospital. I can't go down. It was a long slope down about 300 yards, I suppose, from the house down. So we went up round, parked up at his house and walked down through the woods and found the guy. It was the same guy that got thrown off of the fields by the Star Inn in Tickenham. And 2 police officers were shooting that day, mind. Now, were there any police officers shooting there that day? Because they're in his gun club, I don't know. But I get the police asked for the video, because I videoed the encounter. The police said, could they have a copy of the video? And I gave them a copy of the video, showing me them out. So they then came back and said, oh, can we have an interview? I said, yeah, no problem at all. The guy was poaching. The guy was shooting on ground where he did not have permission, and the rest of them. The policeman comes and he says, we're thinking of arresting you for conspiracy of harassment. I said, what? Conspiracy of harassment? What, me? I said, he was shooting illegally. Oh, we've got no evidence for that, sir. Yeah, well, I told you. I filmed it. I showed you. Oh, we can't identify where it is in the woods. I said, yes, you can, because I told you. Then they're investigating me for harassment. They waited 6 months to come back to me, and by the 6 months were up, they came for another interview. We're considering arresting you for conspiracy for harassment. And I thought I'd sorted this out. So the policeman came, and he came with a sergeant. So this is now getting serious. I said, what's the problem? They said, this is harassment. And I said, no, it's not. He was shooting illegally, and I pushed him off. I was given permission from the landowner. I told the constable, I gave you the landowner's name, address, and phone number. No, you didn't, said the copper. I said, you lying little shit. You know I did. Turns out the copper was training the guy that was shooting in Freemasonry. The thing absolutely stinks. Talk to me about police corruption. So we've now got 3 coppers. And the one that did the 4-month investigation for a Facebook post may have been, I'm told, by one of the locals in a gun club and was thrown off of the 2010 by the Star Inn. So police corruption is there. You can't trust them one iota. Anyway, Ian, Somerset News, Mark, just a live one, just to sort of have a little chat with you. Just to test my microphone's terrible on this. I've ordered a new mic and I hope it's going to be okay. Bye for now. Oh, I got one person watching. Hello. Thanks for watching. I'll get some more later, but it doesn't matter. I'm only doing this because hopefully the mic might be better live. I'm just testing. Bye.